So yeah, let's get started with some introductions. My name is Rachel, and I am the business director here at WVBR-FM. I'm from Westchester, New York, and I'm studying communication here at Cornell.
Hi, so I'm Joanna. I'm a member of the marketing and promotions team. I'm a freshman, and I'm studying human development at the moment, but I want to switch to communication.
Cool.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Yeah.
So I'm Declan. I play bass in the band and I sing some background vocals.
I'm Liam. I sing lead and I play rhythm guitar.
I'm Brendan. I play lead guitar and sing some background.
I'm Quinn and I play drums.
Miles. I play keyboards and guitar.
Okay, so you guys started this band back in high school, right? So did you ever imagine that you would make it this big?
No.
We didn't really have any intentions when we started this band. It was mostly just for fun. And I wasn't even really looking to join a band at the time. It wasn't something that was on my mind, but I was in guitar class sophomore year of high school with Declan and Miles, and I overheard them talking about needing a bassist, and I was like, oh, I play the bass, and at the time I was the bassist. So yeah, we are blown away by the audience that we have, and like having fans at all is just crazy to us.
Yeah, that's cool. So I can't even imagine. So like more specifically, I guess, what have been your reactions to seeing more and more people listen to your music, and how has that felt?
It's pretty, over COVID is when a lot of the growth has been happening. And so it's kind of, it doesn't really translate into our lives. Like, it did recently at our first headlining show when we released the album, but prior to that, we had no idea what it meant for another 20,000 monthly listeners to be there, because we were just still all alone in our house, no change. But the numbers have been growing. Yeah, we just see it every, a while for every day. We were like, oh, we got more monthly listeners. We're almost at 250. We're almost at 300. And then still kind of is meaningless to our day to day, but it means a lot. And we can't comprehend, 350,000 people listening to us, or even on Spotify for artists, we'll say 200 people listening right now. And it's like, what are y'all doing? Right. It's cool. It's definitely mind-blowing.
Yeah. And so you guys just released a new album, The Living End, last month. And so yeah, what was your thought process like when creating this album, and what were you trying to convey to listeners through these songs?
Yeah, I think a lot of this album was kind of just a bunch of songs that we wrote during COVID. I think there were 30 songs that we were kind of trying to narrow down into the album, and it was all just stuff that a lot of ideas that Liam kind of came up with and brought to the band that we fleshed out a little bit. I don't think there was any specific concept or intention behind it. It was just kind of let's make a bunch of songs and take the ones we like and take the ones that we feel like we can build out the most and use those to make The Living End.
Yeah, and also there was the influence of us being able to play it live after, so that was kind of the only intention, was making songs that we would have fun with at our shows when we were able to play them again. So when we were working on it, it was just 5 of us playing in this room, working it out to hopefully be on the stage playing them.
Yeah, so now that COVID restrictions have changed, do you plan on touring anytime soon?
We don't have any immediate plans to tour, but we really would like to tour at some point soon, within the new year. We'd be pretty stoked on that.
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, oh,
No,
you're
no,
gonna start? Okay. Talking about the album, it seems like it was kind of like an easy like process, just like figuring out the songs that you would want to play. Was it easier for you to conceptualize the new album now that you've released others, or has the experience like largely changed or stayed the same?
Sorry, Kat. Sorry.
This album, it's similar to our last album, So You're Mad About the Cups, in the way that we didn't really go into it like writing for an album necessarily. It was mostly just like we were writing as we do, and eventually realized that we had enough material for an album. So the next album, I think, will be a little different because I think we're more cognizant of the fact that we're writing for an album now. So I think that'll change things a little bit. But yeah, we didn't really have that intention. Like Declan said, it's not really, or maybe that was Miles. It's not really a concept album. It's sort of just a collection of songs.
Mm-hmm. So I guess like that being said, do you have any notable favorites from the record that kind of stuck out to you as you were kind of making this compilation of songs that you really liked?
I think, I mean, they all have their own, little things to each of us, I'm sure. But I think the second to last track, Pulling Teeth, was kind of a little bit of a moment, just because that's an old song. That's like off of an album that we've taken off Spotify now, still on like YouTube and stuff, but it's an album we like made in high school. And we kind of like were going through that album over COVID, trying to figure out if we could actually play any of the songs live as a 5-piece. And we played Pulling Teeth, and it took a couple weeks or months, I don't know how long exactly, of working on it, but that was kind of the first time that we had like taken a song that was previously a more digital thing and really like turned it into a live song. And then we ended up recording it and making it a studio song. So I think that was kind of like just kind of emphasized how live oriented the album was.
Yeah, that must have been really cool to, take one of your older songs and kind of bring it to life. Yeah, and so yeah, you filmed like some YouTube videos, I know, for acoustic versions of your songs in the past. I know you did that like over the summer, I think, with songs from So You're Mad About the Cups, and then you did you made a video recently with Are You Really Gonna Show Up Tonight? And so are you planning on making more of these acoustic videos on YouTube for more songs off the new album?
Yeah, we love the acoustic videos. They're always fun. The So You're Mad About the Cups ones were kind of like, well, we just wanted something to do over COVID. So it's every Tuesday, I think we did an acoustic video, and every Thursday we did a cover. But when we did them, we didn't really practice or anything for them at all. It would just be like, all right, we got to film an acoustic video in the next 30 minutes. and we would just all sit up on the hot tub and get it made and just recorded right there, usually 1 or 2 takes. We did practice some of them a bit, the ones that we hadn't like flushed out as songs in any way, but we still have fun with them. Now we're kind of taking them a little more seriously, and so it'd be really cool to see what other ones we can make with these songs that are out now for y'all to hear. I mean, not too seriously, like the Are You Really Gonna Show Up Tonight one, my dad just filmed, we're in the backyard having fun. Like there's no consequences or anything, but we're just having fun, but quality fun.
Yeah.
So speaking about music videos. You guys released a new music video for your song Vices, directed by Eliza Taylor. What was that like working with her, and how did that really come about?
Yeah, so that happened because she is a longtime friend of our manager. So when we were talking about making the video, we kind of like gave our ideas and stuff to our manager, and he said he was like, yeah, I know Eliza Taylor. He had showed her music before, and she was a fan and was super excited about like working on the project. So he brought her in, and it was great. I mean, we shot it in one day. It was kind of like a 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. day of just shooting.
Bit of a long day.
Long day, but Eliza was amazing. She has brought like a ton of experience to the crew in the shoot, and she was like really on it. She was in the video too, directing it, and yeah, it was a great time. And when we walked away with, I think one of our best music videos, and definitely one of the first ones that was more like narrative based as opposed to just like us kind of having fun and doing our thing. But yeah, it was a great experience, and we're all pretty happy with it.
Very happy.
Very happy. That's an understatement.
Your album, going back to talking about your album, it's called The Living End. And I was just wondering, kind of, I know you said that the album didn't really have a theme necessarily or a concept, but I know you do have a title track on your album called The Living End, and it kind of has like this hopeful but sort of bittersweet undertone to it, and it's really, really pretty song. And I was kind of wondering what you meant by the phrase "the living end," and how that might or might not apply to maybe some of the other songs on your album, or just to like your journey as artists.
Yeah, so the living end is a phrase that means sort of the utmost or the best of something. And so we sort of conceptualized that to represent us really trying our hardest on this album and putting our best work forward. And I think that is sort of a representation of the album in its entirety, is really just us trying our hardest and, you know, really doing our best. And The Living End as a song is about moving to Texas. And it's a difficult song to talk about because it's very personal, but yeah, it's really just about like finding the best in every situation and doing our best.
Oh,
All
thank you.
right, yeah, thanks so much. It was so great to talk to you guys.
Guys.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.